welcome to this tutorial, which is an introduction to the use of the MelSoft GX Developer software. Okay, so we are going to create a new project and then we will start to build a simple ladder and convert it and prepare it for upload to the PLC. Okay. So to start a new project, we click on Project, New Project, and in the pop-up window then we need to select the PLC to which the program will be created for. Okay. We are using an FX CPU PLC, and the PLC type then from the drop-down list is the FX1S PLC. Okay, click OK, and then we get our ladder program up and running. There are the windows in here are similar to any Windows system. Okay, we have a number of command buttons that we can use. There's a selection of command buttons here that allow us to input the different parts to our ladder. So we've got our open contacts, latched contacts, closed contacts, and our coils. Okay, we can also put in some special functions as well. This is what we're going to use. This row here is what we will use to mainly build our ladder. Okay, below that then allows us to do different things with the ladder. So this particular icon here is the edit. So this allows us to edit the ladder. The one to the right of it is the monitor. So when we have our program uploaded to the PLC, we click on this and we can get a live feed on what's actually happening on the PLC so long as we're connected and communicating with it. We will look at these three here once we've built a ladder, but will allow us to create device comments. So we can put a comment on each device in the system, to create statements, which is a comment that is representative to a line or a couple of lines of the program, and then a note, which is something that ties to a device, but only at that particular point. Okay, but I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so down here is the main area where we're going to build our ladder. Okay, you can see that GX Developer puts the end statement in for us as soon as we create a program. Okay, and as soon as we start to insert lines, that will automatically drop down. So we click on the top left hand side here, rung 0. We're going to put in an open contact. So we click on the open contact icon up here. Okay, we get a pop-up that tells us to enter the symbol. The symbol here is the device name within the PLC. Okay, so for example, it would, in this case here, I'm going to put in X0 because that's the device in the PLC. Okay. Okay, you can see immediately that the area around what I've just entered has gone gray. Okay, a gray section indicates a section that has been edited but hasn't been converted, ready to upload to the PLC. Okay, we'll discuss that in a minute how we convert it. All right. So I'll put in my open contact. You can see that the end statement has dropped down. The next thing I'm going to put in here is a close contact. So I can go up here and I can click on the close contact here and it'll pop in. Or you can also see here that it gives me the shortcut keys that I can use within the program. Okay, so if I press F6 on the keyboard, it will insert a close contact for me. Okay, again, it pops up with the enter symbol. And in this case, again, it's the device name, so it's going to be X1 in this case, sorry, X1. Okay, and click OK. Now I'm going to put in an output coil. Okay, so F7 or the circular coil here are the standard output coils. So this would be your real world output, your Y outputs. Okay, it's also your M coils would be selected through here. Okay, and timers and counters are selected through here. To the right of that, we've got application instructions. So resets, your data registers, your shift registers, they would be used by inserting on that one there. So F7 or click on this one here, we'll insert the coil. You can see the location that I'm inserting it here. I'm not inserting it to the right, but once I insert it here, it'll automatically insert it to the right and complete the line for me. Okay, and I'm going to go with Y0 as the device name on the first one here. So I type in Y0, click OK. Okay, and as I said, you can see it put it into the right hand side. Now, if I want to put another line of code in, I simply start by putting in a contact, and I'm going to call this one X4. Okay, and I can put an output on that one, Y9. Okay, sorry, Y. Sorry, that error that popped up there, I'll just pop it back up again for you to see it. Okay, it's telling me that the device setting is wrong. Okay, the reason it's telling me that the device setting is wrong here for Y9 is because I selected the PLC when I created the project. It knows what the output devices are on that PLC, right? And there is no Y9 on the FX1S. So I'll change that back and I'll go Y3 instead. Okay. If I want to go back up to line 1 here and I want to put in a latch, okay, maybe around X0 there I want to put a latch in. So what I need to do first is I need to insert a line beneath that I can put the latch into. Okay, but if I right click, we can see insert line here. Okay, however, if I insert it there, it inserts it above it. Okay, so I need to go to the line below and then insert, and then you can see it's dropped it all down and given me a space here. Okay, so the insert line inserts above. Okay, and now that I'm in this position here, I can select the branch or the latch contact here. I'm going to put in an open one. Again, it's asking me for the symbol, and I'm going to call this Y0 because I'm going to use it as a latch, and click OK. All right, so now you see it's created my latch here. All right. So that's my ladder, the ladder that just for the demonstration purposes here that we have created. We're done. Okay. And the next step once we have created our ladder is we need to prepare it to be uploaded to the PLC. Okay, and to do that we need to convert it. Okay, so as I said, that gray area shows you an unconverted ladder. So if we go back up to the menu at the top, click on convert, okay, and then click convert. Right, and you can see that it's gone white. So it's converted the program now and it's ready to be put onto the PLC. All right, when we're ready to upload it to PLC, we click on online and we click write to PLC. Okay, I'm not going to do that now because I'm not currently connected to a PLC, so it's just going to time out on me. Okay. If I want to edit this now, I can just continue to edit it. So I can click on a part of the ladder here and put in another contact. So I've clicked on an open contact there, and I'm going to put in X4 I've used already, X6. Okay. Again, once I put in the new contact, you can see that it shows me it's gray. The ladder is unconverted. So again, once I'm finished editing, I would convert it and I would have it ready for upload. Okay. The next thing we want to look at is putting in comments. Okay, so if I take Y0 here, and Y0 is connected to a lamp for an example. Okay, if I want to put a comment in here to say that it's the lamp, I go back up here to this section. I select the comment icon. All right, and you can see where the ladder has kind of extended a little bit to make space for these comments. Okay, once I've selected that, I then go back and select the device by double clicking on it that I want to put the comment in on. So if I double click on this, it says comes up and says enter device comment. So I'm going to say lamp, okay, and click OK. And you can see it's put lamp in here on the output. But because this is a device comment, anywhere the Y0 device appears in the ladder, that device comment follows it. So you can see it's come in over here to the left hand side as well. Okay, I can do the same with X0. Okay, so X0 is, in my particular case here, it's a start button. So if I write start button, okay, within this little comment window that you see here, to the right hand side of where I'm typing, there's a little box that has what it says. Okay, this is indicating how it will actually look on the ladder once I've implemented it. Okay, once I've clicked OK. But as you can see, the button here is split between the two lines. Okay, because we have a limited number of spaces on each line. All right. What this allows me to do is I can go back in here between the start and the button, put some spaces in so that it looks correct and it's the way I want it to look on the line. Okay, remember these are just comments. There's no syntax to what we write in here. These are just comments to help us to identify what's happening within the ladder. Okay, so there's my start button in there now. The next thing we look at is putting in what is called a statement. Okay, so a statement is a comment on the line, okay, or it's not linked to a specific device, it's just somewhere in the program, and we usually use it to explain what the subsequent lines of the program are going to do. Okay, or we can use it at the start to explain what the entire program is going to do. Once we're ready to put in our statement, we click on the statement icon here. All right, and then we double click again, select the line where we want the statement to go in by double clicking on it, and the statement will go in above that line. Okay, so I double click here on the 0, it asks me to put in my line statement. Again, we're limited to the number of characters per line statement here, but we don't get that nice, useful little visual of how it's going to go in. Okay, it'll just, if we go beyond the permitted number of characters, which I think is 64, it just gives us an error once we've completed typing. Okay, so this is a sample program for the tutorial. Okay, so we can just type in there whatever it is, click OK, and you can see it's appearing in up here as a statement. Okay, I can put multiple statements in here. Right, so if I double click on the same line and say that this is the second line statement. Okay, again, what's going in here doesn't have any syntax. It's just comments for us to help us to understand the program. Okay, you can see it comes in as a second line statement there. Okay. The last thing that I said we would look at is the notes here. Okay, so a note is attached to a device on a particular line. Okay, so if I click on note and then click on the device that I want that note to be associated with, okay, it comes up again with the pop-up box to enter the note, and in this case I'll put output, sorry, output coil for lamp. Okay, click OK, and you can see that it's come in here just by the output. It says it's the output coil for the lamp. Okay, but unlike a device comment, a note doesn't follow the device all through the program. It's just on that instance of the device. Okay. Again, you can see that our ladder, because we've edited with statements, our ladder has gone gray, so we need to convert it. So we click on convert, and that will convert our program. Okay. And once it's converted, again, it's ready to upload to the PLC by clicking online, write to PLC. Okay. But as I said, I'm not connected to the PLC right now, so I'm not going to do that. Once we have our project and we're happy with it, or at any stage along through it, we click on Project, Save As, and we can select somewhere to save the program, okay, so that we can access it again in the future. I'm just going to cancel that there for the moment. Okay. The other thing, as I said, that we would look at is the monitor button up here. But again, as I'm not online, I won't click it because it'll try to communicate. Okay, but this monitor button would allow us to see the ladder as it is here, but give us real-time feedback as to the condition of the inputs and the outputs. And to the right of that, again, once more, is monitor write mode. This allows us to actually do a live change to the program, so we could change output states or change the program in any way and update it live back to the PLC. Okay. So that is all that I wanted to cover for this, as I said, this quick introductory tutorial that hopefully should get you started on using the GX Developer software.